Hi, I'm Dr. Mike. I'm the Bowtie Vet Guy. Today we are going to talk about the process of rescuing your new pet. Hi, how are you doing? So when somebody comes in, they just walk right up here and just say, I'm looking for a pet.
Yep.
And let's take a look, and they can go right away and start looking at it?
Absolutely, yeah. They can either begin looking on their own, or if they have a pretty good idea, we can go ahead and go out there and help guide their decision.
Well, let's go look.
All right, let's go take a look.
All right. When you first meet a pet, when you first see it and the first moments that you have with it, probably the best thing to do is nothing. Stand there, look at it, see how it responds to you. Does it come right up to you and want to be friends with you right away? If it's a dog or a cat, maybe bending down, just squatting down rather than bending over would be a good thing to do. Just squat down and be as neutral as you can. Let it come up to you, see what happens. That's a good way as far as in general when you first meet an animal not to get bit. But this allows the animal to be the one in charge of does it want to come see you or not.
So we have a yard that we can play in off leash, but we also have another smaller room if you prefer. Usually we like going out to the yard though.
A lot of times people want to push that dog and see how does it react when I roll it over, or how does it react when I grab its ears. That is probably a don't for the very first meeting. I would not do that. You want to let that dog be comfortable with you, and there's not really a benefit in trying to do all of those things. I tell people not to worry too much about behavior things. You're going to see probably the worst that they're going to be when they're in the shelter. They're going to be the most afraid. They're going to be the most reluctant to come up to you. They're going to be the most likely to just try to stay away from you. But some of those dogs, once you get them into a home where they've got rules, where they've got people who love them, they've got food, and it's quiet finally, they just blossom, and they just are the best pets you could ever have.
If I was showing this dog and I find that maybe it's not what you're exactly looking for, based off of how I've been talking with you already and the things that you're telling me, I may have another dog in the back of my mind that might be a good fit for that.
Exactly. Cool.
And then of course, if they don't find what they're looking for today, you come back in a week. We have such a quick turnover here with all the adoptions we do, you're gonna find something else.
And is it true that black cats are harder to get adopted out? That's something that I hear all the time in veterinary.
Yes, there are a couple different reasons from what I've been told about that. One that people tend to go to real quickly is they say superstition. People are superstitious of them. But there was a study that was done also just on animals with solid colors, and it showed that people just tend to pass them up because they're not as noticeable. They don't stand out as much. So if we were to look at, for instance, like this flame point here, or any other orange tabby kind of cat, these guys stand out. They're bright colors. And so people, they tend to want to rush towards them.
Right.
Same thing with anything like a Siamese.
Whereas this one, people wouldn't recognize.
They may not see it even. I mean, they just kind of walk on by.
Yeah.
It just blends in with the background. The same effect you'll have like with tan chihuahuas too. They discontinued.
This was the kid that I already touched anyway. Now, is there a difference with a cat and a dog on interacting with them for the first time?
Generally, the way that I handle interactions with the cats is I'll initially have people see, what they think of the cat inside the cat cage. A lot of times when I take cats out of the cat cage, they'll want to hop right back into it.
Yeah.
Because with cats especially, they're really out of their comfort zone here. Some of these guys may not be used to being around other cats, and the minute they realize there's other ones in this room, they start hissing. I have to remind people that, if it's the only cat in the house, this is normal for it to see it like this.
This is a very abnormal environment for a cat.
Exactly. It's okay. It's okay.
I know you're fine, sweetie. You're okay. When it's time to actually rescue the pet, you may get asked a lot of questions. They may ask you, where is the animal going to be staying? How many people are in the house? Where is it going to be going to the bathroom? All of these are questions just so that they can be sure that you are prepared and that they're not sending the animal into a home where it's going to fail and end up right back there.
Once I come back out with the paperwork here, what's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to you. You'll be taking it over to customer service where you sign and pay for everything. That's also where they're going to give you all the information information about how to register the chip. And if the animal does need to be fixed, customer service would let you know which hospital is going to be doing the surgery and on what day. We would have you pick it up from the hospital after everything is done. In any case where we notice any kind of medical concern that we felt you should be aware of, whether it was serious or minor, we would give you what's called a medical awareness form. And so what would happen is that the medical staff would go ahead and check everything off on this list as appropriate.
So if we were having treatment for a serious illness, you want to make sure that that's continued.
And a common question that we get from people is, well, can you guys prescribe the medication? Can you guys give me some doses? And we can't. We're not set up that way. So we require people, especially if an animal's under medication, they take it right away to their veterinarian. We would give them a printed medical history so they would know kind of an itemized list of what we provided and when, and all of the observations our medical staff's made. So you're not starting from square one.
Right. So after they adopt it, a couple of other things that they might get from that?
Well, so all the adoptions, it's a flat rate, and what you do is that flat rate covers everything, and that is fixing the dog, microchip, the rabies vaccine, all the other vaccines, first year's license for LA City residents, and a voucher for a free vet exam within 1 week of adopting the animal in the Southern California Veterinary Medical Association veterinarian.
Yeah, we see these vouchers come in all the time, and I just love to see it when usually they're fairly healthy animals. They come in, they just get a checkup, and we answer the questions that they've been wanting to ask, and just like, oh, I forgot to ask about this, I forgot to ask about the food, I forgot to ask about the flea prevention, and it's a great time to get a relationship with a vet and get all those other questions answered.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, this has been very easy.
Yeah.
This is not hard at all. Not scary. There's nothing scary about this. Thank you so much for
no problem
for taking us through that. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot. Keep watching, and we will tell you lots more about your rescue pet.